Arsenal vs Newcastle, data analysis, team news and probable lineups, score analysis, Premier League, Gameweek 26. Team news and probable lineups. Arsenal vs Newcastle team news. Mikel Arteta's Arsenal squad is largely fit and available for the upcoming match against Newcastle. However, there are a few players returning from injury and some dealing with minor issues. Oleksandr Zinchenko and Gabriel are both undergoing late fitness tests due to calf and knee concerns, respectively, to determine their eligibility for the game. Meanwhile, Partey and Fabio Vieira are nearing their return from hamstring and groin injuries, respectively, and could be included on the substitutes bench. As for Eddie Howe's Newcastle side, Sandro Tonali will be sidelined for an extended period due to a suspension related to gambling. Additionally, starting goalkeeper Nick Pope remains out with a shoulder injury, meaning Martin Dubravka is expected to continue in goal. Newcastle will also likely be without key strikers Oleksandr Isak and Callum Wilson, who are doubtful due to groin and chest issues, respectively. Midfielders Joe Linton and Joe Willock could also miss the game due to groin and Achilles problems. Furthermore, Bruno Guimaraes faces the risk of a 2-game suspension if he receives another booking, having already been cautioned 9 times this season. He will need to exercise caution in the upcoming match. Data analysis. Certainly, here's the rewritten passage divided into clear paragraphs. In matches between Arsenal FC and Newcastle United, the most common result when Arsenal FC is playing at home is 3-0, with 6 matches ending with this result. The most common result overall is 1-0, with 10 matches ending with this scoreline. In the last 31 meetings with Arsenal FC playing at home, Arsenal FC has won 23 times, with 4 draws, while Newcastle United has won 4 times. The goal difference favors Arsenal FC at 66-18. During the last 61 meetings overall, Arsenal FC has won 37 times, with 12 draws, while Newcastle United has won 12 times. The goal difference also favors Arsenal FC at 101-44. Newcastle United's last away win against Arsenal FC was in 2010. The previous season's matches ended in a 0-0 draw when Arsenal FC played at home and a 0-2 win for Newcastle United at home. Currently, Arsenal FC is on a winning streak of 5 matches in the Premier League, while Newcastle United hasn't lost in their last 5 games. Furthermore, Newcastle United has a winning streak of 4 matches away from home. In head-to-head encounters at home, Arsenal FC has not lost to Newcastle United in their last 12 meetings. However, Arsenal FC failed to score in 1 out of their 12 home matches in the Premier League this season, while Newcastle United failed to score in 4 out of their 12 away matches. Arsenal FC's home record this season stands at 9 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. Bukayo Saka is Arsenal FC's top scorer with 12 goals, while Oleksandr Isak has scored 10 times for Newcastle United. Saka has also assisted the most goals for Arsenal FC with 7 assists, whereas Kieran Trippier leads in assists for Newcastle United with 10. Kai Havertz has received the most yellow cards for Arsenal FC with 6, while Bruno Guimaraes has collected 9 yellow cards for Newcastle United. Arsenal FC has scored at least 1 goal in their last 5 consecutive matches, while Newcastle United has achieved the same in their last 9 consecutive matches. When leading 1-0 at home, Arsenal FC wins in 88% of their matches, whereas Newcastle United wins in 69% of their matches when leading 0-1 away. However, Arsenal FC only wins 40% of their matches when trailing 0-1 at home, compared to Newcastle United's 22% when trailing 1-0 away. In terms of overall performance, Arsenal FC has shown better performance than Newcastle United in the Premier League, including their performance in the last 5 matches. In the last 5 meetings between the two teams, both Arsenal FC and Newcastle United have won 2 matches each, with 1 draw. On average, Arsenal FC scores 0.8 goals per match against Newcastle United, while Newcastle United scores 0.6 goals per match against Arsenal FC. The average number of goals in meetings between Arsenal FC and Newcastle United is 1.4, with an average of 0.2 goals scored in the first half. When playing at home, Arsenal FC scores an average of 2.68 goals, while Newcastle United scores an average of 1.75 goals when playing away. Score analysis. In the impending clash between Arsenal and Newcastle, the odds seem stacked in favor of the Gunners. Analyzing the current form and player statistics, Arsenal emerges as the frontrunner with a commanding 64.7% probability of clinching victory. On the flip side, Newcastle's chances appear rather bleak, standing at a modest 16.5%. However, the possibility of a draw looms at 18.8%. For Arsenal, the most plausible scoreline for a triumph is predicted to be 2-1, boasting a 9.72% likelihood. Following closely are potential victories with scores of 2-0, 8.97%, and 1-0, 7.79%. On the contrary, Newcastle's best shot at a win seems to be a 2-1 outcome, albeit with a relatively low probability of 4.57%. Meanwhile, the equilibrium of a 1-1 draw presents itself as a feasible scenario, standing at 8.44%. In essence, the stage is set for a riveting encounter, where Arsenal's aspirations for victory overshadow Newcastle's ambitions, yet the unpredictable nature of football leaves room for unforeseen twists and turns.